Well, we could be filming a beautiful Oslo tourism commercial from this vantage point, but better yet, how about X Games Norway for the 4th year? An event so massive that we literally had to tear the roof open here at the Telenor Arena. I'm your host, Jack Matrani, and tonight it's all about ski and snowboard big air. And who better to get a perspective of what it feels like to drop in from 12 stories into a stadium from a man who's going for his 18th medal here in Norway. Go get him, Sparky. This is the world of X Games, let's go!
What's happening, everybody? We're ready to set it off here in the men's snowboard big air final, and we have actually ripped into the roof to ride into this thing, Craig.
Disclaimer, we will put the roof back on, but not until we hand out a couple medals and a couple medal favorites, Brando. Let's talk Canadians and let's talk little bro from Regina, Saskatchewan. Mark McMorris has the ability to tie Sean White for medal count, the big number 18. But you cannot talk about big air, X Games Norway, without talking about Max Perot. Hodgkin's lymphoma took him down for the year of 2019, but he's back. And he's hungry,
yeah.
And he put it down.
Just 2 months finished from his last chemo treatment, and he's out here today. Let's take a deeper look in his journey back to X Games.
Hey, what's up, guys? As you all know, I've been battling cancer this past season, and I was forced to miss out on every contest, which was really hard for me. But when I heard there will be an X Games in Norway, it became my motivation right away to finish the treatments as soon as possible and get back on my board quickly. Since then, it's been 2 months that I'm officially cancer-free, and I've been training every day, focusing on coming back to X Games through training, and the goal was to get my muscles and my cardio as quick as possible. So I've been training a lot at the gym, I've been doing a lot of airbags and trampoline. I have never felt so much ready, so I can't wait to compete.
Wow, so powerful to watch. And we pick up the action here in run number 2. And wouldn't you guess it, Max Perot leading the way with that heavy 47 on his first attempt.
Cab triple 16 on run 1. Are you kidding me? He's got to add a run 2 score if he wants to get on the podium, and I think he will.
Let's see what happens. It takes 2 runs in this contest. We pick up the action in run 2 of 3. Here's Yuki Kadono.
Backside 16-20, makes no mistake on run 2. And he was right on the edge of the cliff. If he did not land that, his day would have been done. You need to do 2 jumps, spinning in different directions if you want to get a final score. So Yuki Kadono fell on that trick run 1. What does he do, Brandon, run 2? He puts it down.
It's a 16s party.
It's a Sweet 16 party.
That's what it is. Thank you.
What did you get for your Sweet 16, by the way?
Not an X Games medal.
Yuki Kadono, he wants one, but he's not 16.
So Yuki Kadono, who's won this event before, as you said, after failing to land on that first run, the margin of error is the thinnest possible thing you could think of.
I mean, that is so terrifying. There's so much going on. This jump is very different than anything they ever ride, and then you're like, oh, I gotta land right now, the hardest trick I can possibly do on this, and Yuki Kadono does that with that back 16. We have not seen it. Okay.
And going backside with it, a 48. We now have the single highest score of the contest. That is how you kick off run number 2 in the final.
Shots fired from Yuki Kadono, ladies and gentlemen. That was crazy.
So here's Sven Torgren, who looked oh so good on his first run. What's he got for an encore?
Oh my good word. The air awareness from the young Swede right there was impeccable. He started a front triple 14, and he started slow. Look at this replay right here. He's only done 2 right there, and he's coming in the landing.
Bring it around, bring it around.
Fight.
That was my impression of Sven's brain in the
Bring
air.
it around, bring it around, bring it around. Well, I think you did a good impression.
Thank you. So you see that score, so you might be saying to yourself, well, why is he in the lead? Well, technically he has 2 scores that they're added together. Inevitably, someone will be passing that. But for right now, that puts Sven Thorgren into the top spot. Mark McMorris trying to make history and tie Shaun White for the most winter medals of all time.
Ooh, and I don't know if that's going to do it. That front side triple cork. Just giving Mark a little bit of trouble. It's hard to generate enough lift for a front side triple cork on this jump, and Mark doing everything in his power to hang on to it, but just doesn't have enough flip to put it down.
Wow. A silver medal in this event at X Games Aspen. And Mark McMorris probably not too stoked to be taking a selfie at the moment, but he is a man of the people,
He's
loves
a professional
the fans.
through and through, man. You got to respect it.
2 months removed from his final round of chemotherapy, and Max Perot has looked incredible here at X Games Norway 2019. A big trick here would catapult him back into first place.
I'm guessing front triple, and I'm guessing right. He's got to get going, and he does.
Wow.
Okay.
This is I want to say this is unreal, but we know the caliber of snowboarder Max Perot is. It shouldn't shock anyone.
It's the work ethic. The amount of work that has gone into these 2 jumps is immeasurable. I mean, in Sauce Fe just a few days ago, I was like, he's crazy. He is throwing his body like a madman, trying to get everything back. And it seems to have worked, because that cab 16 and that front 14 right there, those are 2 monster scores.
He was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma less than a year ago. Had to take the whole season off. And here he is, a 44 for a 91 total. Max Perot in first place.
He's in first place. He's in first place. I just can't. I mean, I just can't speak enough to what he has gone through. And to come back to this event, 2 months ago, he was getting chemotherapy. Here, he's in Norway in first place, ladies and gentlemen. You would think, oh, maybe I take a little bit of a break. Nah, I'm going back as soon as I possibly can. Max Perot's work ethic is unparalleled.
Frankly, we've never seen anything like this at X Games. Welcome back to the Monster Energy world of X Games. It's third and final run time here in the men's snowboard big air final. We knew that Max Perot was going to be the headliner here, given the fact that he had been battling cancer all year long, and this was his first contest back. Did we expect him to be in first place in that gold medal position? I don't know that I can honestly say that, Greg.
I can honestly say that I didn't. I really didn't. I knew he was coming back. I knew this was going to be his first event. But to see the way he's riding right now, you'd think he didn't skip a beat.
Chris Corning sitting in bronze medal position. Can he earn another big air X Games medal?
If he puts that 16-20 down, I think he'd be pretty close. Ooh, takes his foot off the gas, stays to that backside 1440 that got him into finals from eliminations earlier today. And that is definitely going to knock out his second score.
Right. This is actually a pretty smart play by Corning. There's one guy that could potentially bump him off the podium that still has their final drop in, that being Yuki Kadono. So can Chris Corning give himself a little more breathing room to ensure Yuki would have to go ham on his final attempt to possibly bump him out of a medal.
Now you can see that graphic, 12.66. That was his backside rotation, 41.33. That's going to knock that 12 out and put him into silver medal position.
Into silver medal position, but will he stay there? Because our next rider to drop, Sven Torgren.
Now, Brandon, you've been eyeing that bandana up all day.
You could tell, couldn't you?
I know. I could just see it in your eyes. You're a bandana man.
I did the bandana rebrand back in 17. I feel it coming back in 2020. Here's Sven Torgren's final run.
He goes front triple and makes no mistake.
Oh my goodness.
Into the flag.
Right into the Svenny flag? Are you kidding me?
They are fired up,
How
as is
was that
he.
not planned?
Had to have been planned. That sigh of relief from Sven, too. I mean, that front triple is such a gnarly trick on such a gnarly jump.
And it's got to be so good for you. You've been running that fan page on Instagram for 2.5 years.
And we finally have gotten some traction here. Sven delivers his end of the bargain here, that frontside triple. And you can see him dig in the toes. That's kind of a Hail Mary landing. When you dig those toes in and your shoulders are still going.
And what a marketing wizard you are, by the way, to get the flag out there and that's where the landing, that's the sweet spot.
I'm a big picture guy, you know that about me.
So Sven will knock out that 10.66. And he takes back over silver medal position.
43 and 45.33 respectively. Can Yuki Kodono scratch and or claw his way into that top three?
We'll have to find out. But first, to drop in our current leader, Max Perot. What more can Max do? It's been such a journey to get here. His first contest back in nearly a year. He's sitting on top, a flawless 2 runs we've seen so far from him today. There's one guy left to drop in, Yuki Kodono. What does Max do on a final attempt?
Spun front side. Okay, alrighty, let's just take that front side, pardon me, 1440, all the way down the landing. I mean, he's got to be 100K air miles on that thing.
All the way turned up.
That was
Max
crazy.
Perot is just the smoothest of operators out here today, and we shouldn't expect anything less. And we said it right when we got back from break. I don't know that any of us could have expected the success to come back so quickly, but Max Perot is picking up where he left off. Remember, he won gold in this event in 2018. Couldn't compete in 2019 earlier this year in Aspen because he had just been diagnosed with cancer.
But you know what he does? Can't compete in Aspen, but hey, maybe I'd try and go for my first ever win in Norway. 4 years we've had X Games Norway. Max Perot has not found a gold here at all. Does it change here today?
Wow. What a moment we have on our hands. Yuki Kodono is the final rider to drop in. He's got that absurd single score of a 48. He did it backside. So now he's got to switch it up. He's got to replace that 31.67. Or excuse me, that 15. He would need at least a 31.67 to get onto the podium, but that's not what he's thinking about. He's not thinking about bronze.
He's a big-time player. Give him the ball in big-time situations. Watch what he does with it, because Yuki Kodono is going to swing for the fences, dropping in left foot forward. So I'm thinking maybe a back or a front 14. Fights it around, puts his hands down. Now, unlike Max Perot's frontside 14, Max did a triple. He kept it flat. This is going to be very, very interesting. I don't think he has enough to knock out Thorgren or Perot, possibly get in that bronze medal position, because doesn't get that much pop on the front 14 tail grab.
Right. Again, at least a 31.67 to jump up into podium position and knock out Chris Corning.
And you saw it there, puts his hands into the landing, so definitely could be doing that trick cleaner. I can almost guarantee you Max will walk away with the gold, but where will Yuki Kodono end up?
A 36.66 for Yuki Kadono, enough to get him into third place, earning that bronze, and with that, Max Perot wins gold.
The most cliche thing I could possibly think of saying is you can't write this, but you can't write this, ladies and gentlemen. We've said it time and time again. He's got the work ethic. He's got the competitive prowess. No matter what obstacle life has thrown at Max Perot, he has overcome it and stood on the podium again, Brandon.
His 5th Big Air gold medal in his first contest back since being diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in December. So our final look at our standings, Max Perot, Sven Torgren, and Yuki Kadono round out our podium. With all due respect to Sven and Yuki, this day belongs to Max Perot, who earns gold. Let's head down to our own Jack Matrani, who's with Max.
Wow, Max, honestly, one of the most inspirational stories I've ever been a part of. What is this moment like to you? 2 months ago, you're finally battling out your last chemotherapy, dreaming about this moment. What's it like to make that dream come true?
Honestly, you know, I've been living a nightmare for the past months, and all I was dreaming was to be here today, actually to be able to here today. Was something pretty hard for me. I only had 2 months to get back in shape for this, which was kind of almost impossible, you know. And I've made it here, and honestly, getting this here is like, it's like the candy at the end, you know. It's like, whew.
Did you think
I'm living the dream today.
Absolutely. Did you ever think it was possible, laying in the hospital, that you'd be back here so soon?
Honestly, I'm a really motivated person. When I want something, I do anything I can to get it, and this was my goal today. Actually, mostly just to be here and compete. Winning a gold, of course, was something I dreamed of. But yeah, man, I'm so happy.
So happy for you. You inspired the entire world. The whole action sports community is rising up for you. Congratulations once again, Max.
Wow, so powerful to hear Max Perot in his own words reflecting on that gold medal performance. Such a moving moment here at X Games Norway. But we're just getting started. The ladies of Snowboard Big Air hit this course, as well as the skiers, both men and women, when we return. Welcome back to the Monster Energy world of X Games. Always fun to travel here to Oslo, Norway, and the athletes love it. It's evident across Instagram. They really set social media ablaze all weekend long. Well, it wasn't just Instagram that was set on fire this weekend. The women's of Snowboard Big Air are getting ready to hit this course. Anna Gasser is leading this thing. She's won this event before, but she's about to get chased by the rest of this field on this third run.
And chased she will be. We have reversed the start order in terms of the leaderboard. So Anna Gasser, our current leader, will be dropping in last. And what advantage does that give her? Well, she gets to see the rest of the field go, figure out what they have done, and do her run accordingly. So she's sitting on that #1 spot. She's got the good ground.
Laurie Blouin won gold in her X Games debut at X Games Aspen earlier this year. Right now, Craig, she's sitting in 5th place.
So she has the palette for it. She also has the tricks for it. Frontside 900 was her second run trick attempt. Does she go for it again? I say she does. Got to get going, and that she does too. Frontside 900, Laurie Blouin. Now, Brandon, I don't know if that's going to be enough to bump down Anna Gasser, but it will or should be enough to get her in that 3rd place position, maybe even 2nd place, because that was a very well done frontside 900. Grabs tail, holds the grab for much longer than she did in run 2, and rides away, because in run 2, she fell. They're not going to count that as a fall. She was trying to put on the e-brake there and just wasn't grabbing.
So how much will she score on that one? She would need, as you see, a 48 to jump up into 2nd place to add to her 30 from her backside trick. This certainly will clean up the 11
Now remember, each jump is scored out of 50, so a 48 would have to be exceptional. I don't know if she's going to get that 48, but I think she will be able to jump into that third spot ahead of Jamie Anderson.
Well, that she does. A score of 71 puts her into that bronze medal spot, but she cannot rest easy because the woman she just bumped out is dropping in. Jamie Anderson. There you see she's got that frontside score, that 36.33. Switch front side of the 30. What can she do here, Craig, to jump back into podium position?
Cab 9 double. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's go, Jamie. Oh, no! If she would have put that one down, I don't even want to say what I thought. She went so deep on this jump. She carried so much speed for that cab double 9. And she just doesn't bring it onto her toes. See how she's so heel heavy in that landing? It's almost impossible to ride away like that. Jamie Anderson, heartbreaking, Brandon.
You think about this scaffolding jump and you wonder, we're going from outside to in. Perhaps there's some limitations on some tricks. That's a trick we would see outside in Aspen for big air.
That is correct. That's a heater, especially the way Jamie Anderson does it, rotating throughout the entirety of that trick. What a valiant effort from Jamie Anderson.
After earning a bronze in big air at X Games Aspen early this year, will not finish on the podium. Will Julia Marino? She's sitting in 5th.
Frontside 720 keeps the hands off the snow, so she puts down her second counted run, if you will. She fell in run 1 on that cab double underflip, got it in run 2, and now in run 3, she puts down the frontside 720. Will it be enough? I don't think it will be enough to bump out Lori Blouin.
She would need to best overall a score of 71 right now. There's you see what she would need to jump up into first place. But we think here in the booth, she did enough to at least get up into 3rd place, and that she does for an overall score of 74.66. So Julia Marino gets up into the podium.
Well, musical chairs on the podium here today.
And with that, she's guaranteed a bronze medal because there's just 2 riders left to drop in who are currently in 1st and 2nd place.
Really, the only thing that will change is if Kokomo can put down an absolute hammer.
Right.
I'm talking something groundbreaking here, and we've seen her do that, Brandon.
Kokomo rocked Norway. She rocked the world of snowboarding 1 year ago in this contest with the first ever women's competition double cork 1260.
There's an asterisk. She has been battling knee injuries, but she is believed to be healthy enough to do something groundbreaking. We'll wait and see.
It all comes down to this.
Oh, she was going for it. Shooter's gonna shoot. Brandon, shooter's gonna shoot.
Wow, Kokomo Marase leaving it all out there on her final attempt, Craig.
So she was going for that backside 12. The way she does her backside doubles, it almost lends itself to having to go to 12, which was detrimental because she didn't get that much airtime on this jump, so that's a hard one for Kokomo.
And that guarantees Anna Gasser another big air gold medal, the 2nd of her X Games career, her 3rd X Games gold medal ever. Wow. And Anna Gasser joining elite company with this win, Craig.
2 golds in snowboard big air. Who was the last person to do it, Brandon? I want to say...
Can I take Terdikitis?
That is correct. She did it in 2000, 2001. X Games Mount Snow.
Wow.
Now, what I want to say about Anna Gasser, let me just have a minute here. She was the most terrified person of this jump out of anybody.
That's true.
I traveled from Switzerland over here with Anna Gasser, and the entire time she was talking, the jump's going to be too big, I'm too scared to do the in-run, am I going to be able to hit it switch? Constantly worrying about this jump, and then what happens? She comes in and clinches gold with a victory lap? Are you kidding me, Brandon?
With that 86.99 overall, wins the top spot here at X Games Norway 2019. And let's head down to Jack Matrani.
Anna, congratulations. Now your second big air gold medal. There's rumors floating around that you were very scared on the journey here to hit this, and that you get scared just driving into parking garages. How did you overcome that fear?
Yes, the jump was really challenging. It was hard to get speed and boppy, and to be honest, I didn't have the best practice, so I'm so happy with the 2 tricks I did. And yeah, actually the level of the girls was still pretty high for like such a challenging summer jump, so I'm really happy I have another gold.
Well, congratulations, and you continue to push the sport of women's snowboarding. I mean, what is that motivation behind you to keep this going?
Oh, I just have so much fun progressing, and I think that's my motivation, just having fun and getting better.
And I heard Craig McMorris earlier say that you're an acro yoga freak. Is that true?
Yes, that's actually my main training besides of snowboarding, doing some acrobatics and acro yoga, and I'm trying to get some snowboarders to do it too, and I had a lot of fun doing it with Jamie and Mark this week in South Bay.
Well, your fun is inspiring. Congratulations once again, Anna. And that's the ticket, acro yoga.
So Anna Gasser adds to her gold medal count. What a performance for her out here today at X Games Norway. But we've still got more to come here on this big air course. The men and women of ski big air hit this thing when we return here on World of X Games.
Welcome back to the Monster Energy World of X. We're inside the Telenor Arena here in Oslo. This is X Games Norway 2019. We are at the Women's Ski Big Air Final. Hello everyone, Jimmy Coleman here in the booth alongside Tom Wallish. And well, it's your best 2 out of 3 runs is how we do it here in the finals. Tess Ledoux set the bar in round number 1 with a 48 flat as we kick off action here in round number 3. Their current standings, it's Tess Ledoux sitting in the top spot, followed by Julia Tano and Mathilde Gramont before we start off this 3rd and final round. So this is still very much up for grabs, Tom.
Yeah, and they're dropping in reverse order now, so the final athlete to go is going to be that person sitting in the top spot. So a lot of pressure here on these first women who don't have, you know, a second score. So you got to do 2 different tricks, which adds a level of consistency needed to the event. So here comes Sarah Hofflin into the jump, going forward for us with the big cork 900 carving. Great style on that one. Sarah's always one to watch out for. The first 2 runs, she was going for the big switch trick. Here she opts to steeze it out with a carving cork 900. Gets the opposite tail grab there and just shifts the hips around perfectly to 900. Look at this. Feet are together. The skis are perfectly in a line. Just a super, super smooth trick there for Sarah.
She won big air gold as a rookie at X Games Aspen in 2018. Had a rough go those first 2 rounds and is down there in 6th here at X Games Norway. But again, congratulations to her, graduating from Cardiff University back in 2013. So talented and smart, Tom.
Perfect combination there. Sarah's waiting for her score here. And of course, she didn't get a landed trick on one of those first ones. So without, you know, a good score to match with it, she really knew she didn't have a chance to step up onto the podium, but she just wanted to put down something there for the fans.
Johanna Keeley, though, she has a first run score, or her best run score, I should say, right now is a 40. If she can clean up that 11.33, she can shake up these standings.
Coming in, switch, switch, 1080, no!
Just
local hero,
able to
Johanna
hang on.
Keeley going down, loses both skis on that one, and she was landing this switch right side 1080 over and over again in practice. I saw her multiple times reaching for the Japan just as a little front seat, so leaning a little forward in her boots. The bindings come off, and that's so unfortunate. I mean, you need those bindings to come off so that you're safe and you don't tumble with your skis on, but that is not when you wanted them to come off there.
A tough break right there. Again, that first run score, she had a 40, so she was there. She was in the driver's seat. She just had to put one down right there. So now with our final 3 skiers left to go, we know that our podium is set. Now it all just comes down to what position they're going to finish out in. And the question is anyone going to be able to take down Tess Ledoux? I mean, the best possible run score you can get is a 50, and she started this competition off with a 48 flat. So that is going to be a monster score to beat. Julia Tana with 2 big air medals to her name, 1 silver, 1 bronze, and as of right now, she's sitting in a silver medal position as she gets set to drop for her 3rd and final attempt.
Yeah, so all 3 of these final women have been doing double corks all night. Those are their highest scores, and now they're trying to improve on the 2nd jump of 2. That is the big right side 900, so that's what she did on jump 2 there, and just trying to improve on the 900, the easier version of her hard trick. She's doing reaching back, getting the opposite tail grab. Let's zoom in, let's see how long she holds it. These judges want to see you holding these grabs for as long as possible, all the way to the tail there. Just great, squeaking around and riding out smooth, looking over that opposite shoulder. That was a good jump for her, trying to improve on that 30.33 to really step up that aspect of her 2 jumps.
She gets a 29.33 that go around, so Julia Tano not able to overtake that #1 spot away from Tess Ledoux. So with 2 skiers left to go here in the mix, now we see Mathilde Grimond, the only one that can take down that top spot.
Oh no! Switch, double cork, 1080. So coming in, and that's the one she had to bail out on run number 2. She opened up, kind of caught the knuckle there, and that run, she just went for it. Absolutely sending it, trying to be probably the first woman ever to do 2 different double cork variations in a big air like this, going for the forward and the switch. Oh, and just not quite enough airtime. Looks like she just didn't have quite the pop, and with Tess going last now, no one can take her down.
Now this is going to be a victory lap for her, but to Mathilde's point there, she was chasing, trying to make it 3 in a row. She had, or 3 total. She had 2 big air golds and 2 appearances, Norway in 2017 and Aspen this year. So she was trying to make that her 3rd gold if she was able to jump to the top, which means Tess is going to get a victory lap out here, which means she will be the 3rd youngest gold medalist in this discipline at just 17 years old. Oh, it's showtime.
I think you got to cheer. You got to make something happen fun for the crowd, right?
Switching it around to come in backwards here. This is the last and final hit here.
She's looking to improve on that score. She's going switch left 900. She was taking no breaks. She wasn't doing anything just for fun. She wanted to really step it up, show what she could do, and just going down on that switch left side 900 there.
She's a 3-time X Games medalist, a slopestyle silver in Aspen and Norway in 2017, a 2018 big air bronze, and well, now she's just added her 4th medal to her X Games hardware list. So it's Ledoux, Tano, and Grimaud as we check in with Jack Matrani, who is down there on the floor with our winner right now.
Tess, your first gold medal. How big is this moment for you?
Oh, it's incredible. I'm very, very happy. It's my first gold medal, and it's for my family and especially for my dad. And I love you. Yes.
So that is a wrap from Women's Ski Big Air Final. Congratulations to all 6 of our finalists, but it's Tess Ledoux walking away with the gold and the single highest run score of the day with a 48. Coming up, we've got the Men's Ski Big Air Final, and Bert Ruud is chasing X Games history. Can he make it 3 Ski Big Air competition gold medals in a row? Welcome back to the Monster Energy World of X. Here at the Telenor Arena, it is the men's Ski Big Air Final. So the American Alex Hall has set the bar at the end of round 1 with a 47.33 as we get set to start off round number 2. Christian Newmandahl set to drop to start off the 2nd round. And the story here, you need 2 big runs if you're going to find yourself on that podium out here tonight.
Coming in, going for the triple cork. Oh!
Just a little short on the rotation.
Goes down. I watched in practice, he tried this a few times, one of which he crashed into the side fencing here, completely destroying a pair of skis, broke them in half, and just coming up about 90 degrees short there. So
Christian taking a good knock right there. But you see the crowd cheering him on. So
he's up on his feet.
Getting up onto his own feet, and he's going to ski away under his own power. You hate to see these guys take a slam like that. It does go with the territory, but you always love to see them ski or walk away under their own power. Well, he's got to shake that one off. He did have a 42 that first round, so if he can shake off that 10, he's still very much in the mix here. Henrik Harlow, we've been talking about him coming back from injury. He had a huge first run as well with a first run score of 40.
Coming in forward, let's see if he's going to do that new rodeo. Oh, the sort of double rodeo 12, maybe even like a triple variation of the 12. That is a new trick that he's learned just recently. I think he's trying to go sort of triple flat with it. So very, very flat on the access, but definitely a rodeo 12 variation that's so unique to him. Does sort of a double flat and then spins out of it with like an additional third. Yeah, there it is. It's just a double flat spin 12 in that one, but
it's just
look at how
wild
big
how he
goes to the bottom.
Off of that lip on this. It's a weird position that he's in.
Diving, sort of carving left and then drifting to the right. So double rodeo 12, spinning out at the end.
And I mean, this is a guy who just got back on his skis. I mean, not that long ago, the 17th of this month after recovering from knee surgery.
Especially for a guy like him, he doesn't take days off. He's always skiing when he's active. So I think those few months he had to take off were really hard for him, and he's antsy to get back there.
So he'll score a little lower than the first time around with a 36.33. However, we're totaling your two best scores together. So as of right now, that'll have him in the top spot here. Burke Ruud, first round out of him, we saw a 43.66. Comes into this, winning the last two contested big air events at the X Games, trying to chase history out here tonight.
Switch, double cork, 18?
Thought he was going to hang on to that one.
Oh my gosh.
Sliding out, giving the fans a snow shower right there in the corral.
What does he got going? I mean, this guy is
slow-mo to count that out.
He is crazy. He's coming in, spinning like a top. Absolutely the biggest spin we've seen all day. 1,800, doesn't even get it around. I saw him doing 1,600s or 1,620s in practice, and I was like, no way. Like, that's so much. That's too much. And he still tries to add one more 180 onto the end of that. That was crazy.
So we're seeing some pressure situations going on here. Some big scores in the opening round, and then these guys having some trouble in round two. Remember, the story here is you need two big scores, but you also have to have tricks spinning in different directions if you're going to find yourself on the podium out here tonight. So Burke's got his work cut out for him in round three. Alex Hall, your top qualifier out of the elimination round and the only skier to score in the 90s. He started off round number one with a huge score that was knocking on the door of perfection. The best score you can get is a 50, and look at that. He started this party off with a 47.33 in round one.
I look for him to do the same grab with a different trick. So showcasing that very unique seatbelt tail grab, but this time, instead of the forward spin, he's doing a switch double cork 1440 with the seatbelt Japan tail combo grab. So a grab all unique to him, and while the trick looks similar in the air, it's the same trick in the air. He's just taking off switch and adding a different level, a different uniqueness to it. This one, he gets the grab even longer, the full time. So just reaching back and just going for it. Holding on to the tail, reaching at the seatbelt Japan, gets them both. Here we're listing it as a Buick, so it's also.
Just puts that one down super smooth. And you see the relief there, because now the pressure's off. Two big scores. This should score fairly well. So he's in the 40s with that one, 41.33. You add that together, 88.66. So now he knows the pressure's off. He's got a huge one in the books and another good score, so he can really just let it fly there in that third and final round. So 2 out of 3 rounds are in the books. Is Alex Hall going to be able to hang on to that top spot, or will somebody else overtake the lead? We'll find out and crown a winner when we come back after this. Welcome back to the Monster Energy World of X in Oslo, Norway, X Games Norway 2019. We are in the final round of 3 here for men's ski big air final. The big story right now, though, it is Alex Hall, your top guy out of the elimination round, that is sitting in the driver's seat right now after 2 rounds with a huge first run score of 47.33. Can anybody unseat him here in this competition? he came out swinging right out of the gate and put up a huge one. So it's going to be a tough one to beat as we start off this third and final round with Alex Below-Marchand.
Going double bio 1080, so a unique grab on that one. He's going safety, or at least looking for safety right off the bat, and then going for the op Cuban, so the op tail kind of double grab there at the end. Diving forward, look at that in-run. The steel beam that comes across that in-run is just crazy. So sort of misses the safety, and then there's the opposite Cuban grab. So like just reaching across the tail, getting the Cuban. I mean, with the bio, like that is such a unique rotation that way. Similar to what Burke Ruud was doing diving forward, but this is a 1080 version compared to the 1440.
Just had a little bit of a rough go there. 38.33 was his best run score, so 41.33 this go around. So that moves him all the way up into second place as of right now.
Wow.
So 79.66 total for him. So that was huge there, getting it done in the third and final round when it counts. Nicely done there for Alex Below-Marchand.
Really liking the grabs. I think the judges, it's only a 1080, but that's such a unique grab. And they said they were going to be really looking at grabs and amplitude, and that had both. Unique grab, big air.
So Henrik Harlow's got a first run score of the 40s and then a 36.33. Let's see what he puts down in his third and final attempt.
Going with the Rodeo 12 again. So getting that one even cleaner. It's a double flat spin 1260. So recently he learned a kind of new variation of that, but this is coming back to the double flip version. So just rolling over. Look at how he flips to the side right off that, opens up the shoulder, gets the safety grab, flips it over twice, and then starts to spin out of it and comes all the way around. And he did have maybe a little bit of a hand drag or a little bit of a bobble on the landing in run number 2 when he did this trick, but that one was about as clean as you can get. No hands down, smooth, rides it all the way out to the finish line. I think that could be an improvement.
You can get rid of that 36.33 right there and get another. That's his best one of the 3. So a 43 for him. You deal with that together. He's got 83 now. So Henrik Harlow now finds himself in second place and in podium contention. So as of right now, it's Hall, Harlow, and Below-Marchand. You're 1, 2, 3 with still 3 skiers left to go. But this gentleman right here is trying to chase history. He's trying to make it 3 Big Air gold medals in a row. He won this event here in Oslo last year. He won Big Air in Aspen. He's got to get rid of that 10.66 from round number 2.
Coming in, switch, double cork.
Can he put it down?
1620. Oh!
Burke Ruud just lands a little back seat on that one. So close.
So close. With a good first run score, he went for the 1800 in round 2. Here going for the 1620 and just can't quite hold on to it. Look at this, spinning like a top. Grabs the mute, wraps it up, has to kind of spin out at the end and just ends up a little bit in the back seat. So a little bit back, puts his butt onto the ground, and that's going to be huge deductions.
Well, that's going to leave him tied there with 2 gold medal wins in a row in Big Air. Henrik Harlow has done it twice, so the 3-peat is not going to happen. Tough break right there for Burke Ruud. So we are down to our final 2 skiers. Is anyone going to be able to overtake Alex Hall? Here comes Evan McEachran trying to get rid of that 7.66 that he suffered in round 2.
Oh, switch double cork 1440 and just not having enough air time for that one. This is a trick that Evan can normally do, and
so that means Alex Hall is going to get a victory lap here. It's already in the books for him. He was in that top spot pre-run. So with Evan McEachran going down, no one else can take him out. But how about Henrik Harlow and Alex Below-Marchand here in this last round?
ABM jumping up there, and then Henrik jumping over him again. Just a battle for those podium spots.
Just a chess match going on out here, but here you go. A guy who's been dominant all day long through elimination and now into the finals, taking the glory lap out here as he claims X Games gold out here in Oslo.
A little cork 540 with a little tail tap there for fun. And I mean, just amazing for Alex. He's got the most unique grab. He's got that seat belt Japan tail combo, and that's what won it for him today. I mean, he's doing the same rotations as some of these other guys, but it's how unique of a grab that is. He's the only guy doing it. Everybody else could try it if they wanted to, but he's the one doing it, and the judges just are rewarding that creativity, that extension, that stretch, the whole motion of it, they're loving it.
So taking a look at your final results here, Alex below Marchand jumps up into the standings there and gets it done in the third and final round. Henrik Harlow is back after the knee surgery and finds himself in a silver medal spot, but it's Alex Hall claiming the gold for America for the first time since 2012 when Bobby Brown did it last. We send it down now to the corral with Jack Matrani, who is with our gold medalist.
Alex, I gotta say, you were so fun to watch. Since I arrived, you literally landed every trick I saw, so consistent on the jump. But when it came to the landing, I thought you were going into the crowd every single time. What was that like?
Yeah, I don't know. I think just kind of the transition's pretty steep, so I just wanted to like make sure that I would make it through the transition, and then I'd throw on the brakes and usually slam into the fence. But it's chill. They got padding. So.
And it's your first X Games gold when it comes to big air. How big is this moment for you?
It's huge. I don't know. I don't do like a ton of big air comps, so I'm so hyped. And the jump was so fun. I really like the step over, and it is the most fun city big air I've hit for sure.
And you're the first American since 2012, since Bobby Brown, to get a gold. Do you have a little American pride going through you?
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Fun facts. Well, congratulations, man. You killed it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What an epic day of competition here inside the Telenor Arena. Congratulations to both our men's and women's gold medalists in both ski and snowboard. On behalf of myself, Brandon Graham, Craig McMorris, Tom Wallish, and Jack Matrani, we thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.